Simple. Coffee with Keto Simple. My name is Dustin. I'm so glad you're here. This stream will be starting soon, so grab your coffee, get comfortable, and settle in. We're building a strong and supportive community, so say hello in the chat, ask questions, and feel free to use super chats if there's anything that you want to see highlighted. Thank you for being here and being a part of this journey. Let's keep it positive and respectful as we connect and grow together. I can't wait to get started. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. And what a Sunday it shall be. I promise you that. Whew, what a day we had yesterday. One of the most incredible days that I've had in a very long time, if ever, okay? So, if you were not involved with yesterday's meetup at Buffalo Wild Wings, I have to get you caught up. And some of you who were there may not know the whole story. All right, so yesterday we did a meetup in Avon, Indiana, and I walked away that yesterday afternoon, more convinced than ever that these meetups are valuable. We've talked about community so many times here on this show, right? Sunday morning coffee with me is about community, okay? Community, accountability, just consistency, all of the things that we talk about week in and week out, right? And we've talked about trust. We've talked about welcoming people who are on the outside looking in. And yesterday I got to see exactly why all of that matters in a way I never expected. I had planned for the meetup to run from around noon until about 4 o'clock Eastern time. I knew we may not make it all the way to 4, but I also knew that there would probably be a group who hung out around afterwards because that's what happens. People travel a long way to these things, and when you finally get together with people you've talked to online, you don't necessarily want to get up and leave when the actual event is over. So I went earlier in the morning to the hotel where Evelyn, and Carl were staying along with Cindy and Brian. Had coffee, talked, spent a little extra time with them. And as they were getting things ready to check out for they had to check out by 11 like you do at a hotel, I decided I was going to head on over towards BW3's. I gave them a call just to make sure everything was good to go and on track to meet up yesterday for them to have us. They said everything was good to go and that there were already 2 people waiting for me. And that was at 11:15. So I had planned maybe to go over because there's a sporting goods store next door, and I was going to go peruse some of their wares, if you will. But I skipped that, and I went on over to B-Dubs. And Tommy was already there. He's from the PhD private community, Dr. Barry. And one of his friends was there already, and we just hung out and talked. Now, kind of getting back to where I was About 3:30, we all, there were just a handful of us standing outside the restaurant, talking, laughing, doing what we do. Then a woman walked right past us. She went inside. Didn't really think much of it, except, we were kind of straggling at the entrance, so we had to kind of move out of her way a little. She comes back outside and looks at us and says, "Are you the Keto meetup?" We said, "Yes, we are." She apologized for being late. She had some things going on. She wasn't feeling well. And said that she had to take care of some things before she could get there. So we started talking. Evelyn got to know her. We started talking, and everybody was just kind of hanging out and heard a little bit of her story. She had done keto before. She was looking for people in her area. She wanted community. She wanted people she could learn from. But she didn't know who I was. She didn't seem to know who any of us were, which was a little confusing because, I don't have that big of a reach, right? And I posted this as many places as I could think. So I started asking her how she had found out about the meetup. She said, because I assumed, maybe she knew somebody. Maybe she had seen my channel. Maybe somebody had shared the event with her. Maybe one of the people who had already arrived or left had already, knew her. No, she didn't know me. She didn't know anybody there. She had simply searched for keto meetup near me. That's it. She went looking for community. She searched. Just let that sink in for just a minute, because that absolutely blew my mind. We've spent so much time talking about how there are people on the outside who are curious, people who are looking for answers, people who are lonely, people who don't know where to turn. And the people who may not know anyone else living this lifestyle. Yesterday, one of those people literally walked through the door because we had bothered to put the meetup out there. And this isn't just to pat myself on the back. That's not the point. I happened to organize the meetup. I happened to, but what happened yesterday belonged to all of us. There were roughly 35 people there. Aaron, the Carnivore-ish guy, traveled all the way from flipping Buffalo, New York. Kelly came from Missouri. Evelyn and Carl were there. Cindy and Brian, Andy and Susan, Amy, all drove multiple hours along with so many others to help spread the word. People from this channel were there. People who had seen the event through Low Carb Events, through Facebook, through the Dr. Berry private network where I had it posted, and through other parts of the community. And all these people came together and created something that one person couldn't create by themselves. We even had a moment during Dr. Berry's Community Live yesterday. He does these private community lives where he answers your questions. And I think it's a very valuable thing, because if you ever watch his lives on YouTube, there's 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people watching across multiple platforms. And you can't get a word in edgewise. The chat just flows and flows. You can't really do what we do in this chat here. And Coach Jonathan was there, and he had his iPad with the Zoom live going and had braced his hand in there, and he was one of the last people to get a chance to talk to Dr. Berry, and he utilized that time very well, mind you. I have to give him huge shout out, huge credit to this, just to let Dr. Berry know that we were at a meetup and that we wanted him to be aware of it. We wanted him to see all the people who have shown up to support a proper human diet. It was just one of those little moments that probably doesn't seem like much from the outside, but when you're standing in a restaurant surrounded by dozens of people who have traveled to be together, it means something. This is what community looks like. It's not just comments. It's not just likes. It's not just subscribers. It's people sitting across a table from one another, sharing their stories, their journeys, their ups, their downs, their failures, laughing together and realizing, above all else, that they're not alone. So this morning, that's the focus of the show today. Hopefully, we can curate the chat to this. We can get people who might be watching who don't comment. Let us know where you're watching from. But I think everyone should consider doing something like this where they live. Put together a meetup, post it on lowcarbevents.com, put it on Facebook, Instagram, tell your local groups, tell your friends, put the information everywhere you can. Whether it's at a Buffalo Wild Wings, a steakhouse, even a couple of picnic tables at a park. Because just getting together, just having a place where somebody can search a keto, a low carb, a carnivore event near me and be able to show up and find the community that they've been yearning for. Because again, yesterday proved something to me. People are looking. People are desperate. We don't know how many people are searching right now for a community they haven't found. We don't know how many people are sitting at home wondering if there's anybody else out there who understands what they're going through. Maybe all they need is for somebody to put a date, a time, and a place on the internet that says, come join us. I'm committing to doing this at least 3 times a year. And after yesterday, I can't wait to do the next one. Now it'll probably, because October is going to be jam-packed for me. September's too close. December, everybody's busy. November, everybody's busy with holidays. So maybe the first of the year. Maybe twice a year, 3 times a year if we can fit it in. But these are so very, very, very important. Do you guys want to see some photos from yesterday? What do you think about that? Let me know. Let me know. Do you want to see some photos from yesterday? Do you? Let me know. Rick, I hope to one day have Quackstock or IguanaCon. But we know Rick is here. We know that Rick is here.
Rick. Let's get dangerous.
All right, everybody. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at some photos from yesterday. This is a group photo of us outside. Not everybody's in the photo. Not everybody, even none of the photos everybody's in. because there was people trying to pay their checks and people trying to, and we just walked outside. I was like, let's do this. Let's just walk outside. The checks will be there. They've got our credit cards. We'll be back in there. You can see that Evelyn is in here, and Coach Jonathan, and me, and Amy, and Carl, and Brenda, and so many amazing people in this photo right here. If you're in the photo, let us know. If you're here in the chat and you're in the photo, let us know. There's me and Lynn with Twinbrook Acres Rick. There's a more complete kind of group photo of me kind of peeking in the back there. I'm going to be real. I don't remember everybody's names. Yesterday, these are all, even with just 35 people, it's still a whirlwind of names and everything. And I can't keep everybody's name straight. Like I said, this isn't a party room at BW3's. I chose this particular BW3's because it has the private room. We're like, people could watch us. We were like chimpanzees at the zoo. This is Sabrina. This is Sabrina and her husband. I put this slide together last night. I was so tired when I got home yesterday. Look at this. We've got Kelly and we've got and Aaron, the carnivore-ish guy, all the way from Buffalo, New York. That trips me out. Like, so legitimately, I got there and I was hanging out with the two gentlemen that were there early. And then somebody came in and was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, oh, there's more people waiting outside. There's people literally like standing in the parking lot. So I go out and I start waving everybody in. Start waving everybody in. And I see Sean, Aaron walking through. In my mind, I'm like, I don't think I was expecting him. But the idea that he was from Buffalo, New York, I knew that, you know things, but then like you start seeing a whole group of people together, and I didn't think about it right away. Because I know he said he was wanting to come down, but 8 hours is kind of like a long drive. And I'm like, yeah, that's a long drive. I don't expect anybody to come that far. I mean, like, Evelyn and Carl drive like 3.5, 4 hours to come see me. Like, Amy drives like 3 hours. She stopped and picked Lisa up on the way. Pretty amazing stuff that people will put that much effort into coming out to one of these events. There's Andy and Susan. That's my lady Laugh-A-Lot. Andy says that her and Susan were late. There was no late. There's no late. There's no late. The lady that showed up at 3:30 when we were still standing outside was not late. She still was able to find what she was looking for. There's me and Lisa. There's me and Tom. Tom from the PhD private group. Yeah, I really want to say that the restaurant yesterday was not prepared for us. But one thing I have to say is that everybody took care of the waitress very well. We were all very supportive because there were like 2 cooks in the kitchen, 35 of us, just maybe a couple of servers, and there were still people in the restaurant. You know, the back of the restaurant. You know, the normal part of the restaurant. People were there. And I told her, I was like, listen, we're going to be here a while. You don't have to rush and fuss to get our food out super fast. Now, people were hungry. Of course, people were hungry. They came in, they wanted to eat. But we're so busy talking and hanging out and sharing stories that when the food got there, it was fine. It was perfectly fine. I do hope everybody tipped that lady well. I hope that made her entire week with tips. I hope that we tipped her very well. Cindy and Brian, they wouldn't even get up to hug me. How rude. How rude. There we go. There's Amy. Amy. And Coach Jonathan behind there. You see he's got his PhD certified shirt on. It's me and Evil Lynn. Hello, Evil Lynn. How are you? There's me and my brother. My brother, it was his birthday yesterday. 43 years old. I can't math. We're 4 years apart. I'm 47. Another picture of me, and I guess I didn't get my slide. I was tired, and putting the slides together, I was tired. But that's Tom. There's Charlie, Mr. Darth Carnivore himself, jacked. He came out and hung out with us for a little while yesterday. Me and Jonathan. Some more pictures of me and Susan. And this is me with, her name was, hold on. I have her name actually written down. Hold on a second here. Someone's going to put it in the chat before I can get to it here, but that's okay. I'm going to look it up. Because I looked it up last night, but I have slept. Sandra. That was Sandra. This is the woman that came up late, looking for community. This is her. And that's the last of those slides, ladies and gentlemen. So, What a roaring success. That's what a little meetup goes a long way. A little meetup goes a very, very long way. We know that Evelyn's in the house. We know that she's here. I have my coffee. How about you? Ah, so delicious. Manda is here. Hello, Manda. How are you doing today? Welcome. So very glad to see you. Mr. Brian Dish is in the house. Hello, my friend. How are you? And Sandy is in the house. Good morning, Sandy. So very glad to see you as well. Amanda says, oh dear, I just finished my first cup of coffee. How will I have Sunday morning coffee with my carnivore friends with no coffee? We have to go make more. That was an hour ago. I imagine that you have made more since that more. Oh my goodness. Angie's. Good morning, y'all. Happy Sunday. I can't wait to see some pictures from your meetup yesterday. I heard you had an awesome turnout. It was fantastic. We filled the room. 35 is the number. There's plenty of space in there for other people to hang out. There's plenty of spillover space. It's a decent sized restaurant. Maritza is in the house. Hello, Maritza. So very glad to see you too. Hello, Barb. Barb is here. Good morning, Barb. How are you doing, my dear? Welcome to see you. Welcome to see you. Welcome to see you. Good you to be here. My brain is broken. It's okay. It's okay. I will tell you one thing. That even little meetups, they're so full of like joy and connection, but boy, are they exhausting. I will tell you that right now. Like, well, I think more so than anything, it was standing outside for like an hour and a half, 2 hours after, well, it was like an hour and a half. Because we kind of went outside about 3:30. And I know that I left to go to Costco at 5. So an hour and a half in like 90-degree muggy heat. It even drizzled a little bit while we were there, while we were waiting outside. I was exhausted by the time I got home. By the time I got home, I was like, so I took Carl and Evelyn to Costco, and then we went to my house because we were talking about keto brick, and I had a whole bunch of keto bricks that I'm never going to use. So I gave them a big bag of keto bricks. And they got to meet both of my granddaughters, and I think all of my kids except for one who doesn't live with us. So they met basically everybody who lives in my house. They met everybody who lives in my house. Chandra obviously was not home yet. She didn't get home until like 8, almost like 8:30 last night. She was late getting home. She gets off work at 7:30. Takes about a half hour to get home, but she doesn't always get out the door right at 7:30. There's, she ICU, there's things to do, charting, and all the things that had to be done. So, yeah. So basically, they met everybody who lives in my house, including the cat. Yes. Barb was having her first cup of coffee, making that first cup of coffee, and asking, how is everybody doing? Yes. Aaron is in the house. I knew you would be here today. Are you okay? I heard that you had a little fender bender on the way home. Is everything all right? Is everything okay? Are you feeling okay? Let us know. And thank you for driving that distance. That's more than I could ever ask for. I would never ask anybody to drive that far, because it would be difficult for me to drive that far. I usually will drive about 3 to 4 hours for the average. Like for most meetups, I will drive about 3 to 4 hours. But for a while, we were doing multiple Ohio meetups in 23, 24. And I went to as many. There was a bunch in Columbus, Ohio. I've been to Cincinnati area, Ohio for meetups. I'm willing to drive about 3 to 4 hours with minimal planning, I guess. If I were to plan something for a long distance, maybe I could go longer than that. I've driven down to Dixon, Tennessee, which is like 6 hours, to see things like do like Q&As with Dr. Barry, or be like, witness those. I wasn't answering questions or anything like that. But you know. Yeah, and he says I came to Eaton for their meetup. Yeah, I consider that like the Cincinnati area, because I couldn't remember Eaton. That's what I said, Cincinnati. Mr. Brian Doyle is in the house. No golf today, rest day. You're going to have to put up with comments this morning. You know what? That's what we need. We need you in the chat, Mr. Brian Doyle. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you're getting the rest that you need. We all need a rest day. After this live, I'm going to have a rest day. Woo-hoo-hoo. Rick is here. Welcome, my friend, Mr. Iguana. Crazy Duckman. Duckman. Isabel is here. Hello, Isabel. Welcome, my dear. Welcome. Donna Ray is here. Hello, Donna Ray. Mr. Biscuits is here. Hello, Mr. Biscuit. How are you doing, my friend? I'm glad to see you. Lynn McDaniel is here. Good morning, Lynn. How are my apologies? I can't read. Linda McDaniel is here. I cannot read today. Linda McDaniel is here. So glad to see you. Glad you could make it today. John Gugahan, my man. Hello. Hi. How are you? Welcome. So very glad to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Mr. John Smoothie is in the house. Hello, my friend. How are you? And Christy, the picanha lady, is here. Hello. I saw more picanha at Costco yesterday. They had them in like the plastic, vacuum sealed plastic containers for like $80. I might go back and get some tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I don't feel like going anywhere today. I will probably go back and buy one of those tomorrow. And I will probably, do like a salt brine in the fridge and then cut them up and make them into steaks. Delicious, delicious picanha steaks. Tender and juicy and delicious. Oh. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Mr. Papa Carnivore is in the house. Everybody say hello to Pete. Hello, Pete. How are you doing, my friend? I'm so very glad to see you as well. Sharon is here. Steadfast is here. Oh, there we go. There's our good friend Thomas. Good friend of the channel, Thomas, Mr. Target Prime Rib. You should do a meetup at Target and get everybody's picture with the dog. I think every Target has the bench up by the cash registers with the sculpture of the dog. I think that would be a good thing to do. Something wrong with me. Don't listen to me at all. They got a Starbucks in there. Mr. Brian Airy is in the house. Good morning, my friend. How are you doing? So very glad to see you. Pete says, there was a big potluck luncheon at work yesterday. I did reasonably well, had mostly meat, but I did have a small amount of potato salad, some tortilla chips, and a slice of cheesecake. You know what? I ain't even mad at you. Not even going to be mad at you. Not even a little bit. Julie Powell is here. She says, good morning. Yay, I'm up for a minute to turn on the live and to go back to sleep. Oh, my goodness. I'll watch the replay, of course. Good morning, everyone in the chat. Good morning, Julie. Well, I hope you're snoozing, having good dreams. Yes. I'm back on plan today, says Pete. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Oh, Carnivore Karen is in the house. Good morning, Karen. How are you? So very glad to see you. And our good friend Jeff Fafa is in the house. Hello, Jeff Fafa. One of the funny things was, as I was taking pictures, like, I am terrible at these things when it comes to taking pictures. I don't take video very well. I don't always get pictures, and I don't really get the full experience captured at all. Partly because my goal is to just spend time with people. That's what they came for. They didn't come for pictures, most likely. The pictures are more for my memory and for the people who are watching who could not make it. But I was like, I tried to get pictures with everybody who was there. Like, do you guys want a picture with me? Do you want a picture with me? I'm trying to be better at it. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to make sure that I am at least documenting these things to the best of my abilities. But my abilities aren't that great. So, I'm doing the best that I can here, folks. Coach Angela's here. Hello, Angela. How are you doing, my dear? So very glad to see you. So very glad to see you. Ooh. Karen says that these community meetups are so powerful in connecting. People do so much better when they know other people are in the same mode. Yeah, just knowing that you're not alone is so hugely, hugely beneficial. And I don't think it's picking up on audio, but I can hear dragsters in the background or some kind of loud race car. They're up early this morning. They're up there doing their thing at 8 o'clock in the morning, making a ruckus on a Sunday morning. A Sunday morning. Yes. I don't think you guys can hear it, but it's off in the distance. Because I live about a mile, 2 miles from the track, from the NHRA track. Barb says, I'm involved in several different communities, and it's overwhelming at times, but it's also survival. I have thrown myself into so many different communities because realistically, that room at BW3's, that room was the first YouTube keto community meetup that I had ever been to in 2022. So 2022, I went to a meetup. Shannon and I went. Jackie Jaqueline was hosting it. That's where I met Jennifer Lucas. I met Dawn and Mike, hashtag more Mike from Dawn Does Keto. I met My brain just goes to shut down sometimes. Names are hard. James and Emily from Ready, Set, Keto. And Maitreya. She was doing YouTube for a while. And just a bunch of great people. And yeah, that was the first one that I met. And that's how I kind of became entrenched in this community. Chrissy says, that's so cool that someone new found the community. I saw pics on Facebook, look like a great meetup. Yeah, it's just, to me, the idea that someone needed us so badly that they were willing to just Google and show up. The balls that takes, like that shows to me the absolute desperation that so many people are in these days, that they are willing to just show up and be around people they do not know. Most of these meetups, you at least have a somewhat of a small understanding. Like, I haven't met you in person, Christy, but I know you. I haven't met a lot of you in person, but I know you, or getting to know you. So if we were all to come together next week, it wouldn't be blind. I would have an understanding of who was going to be there and what to expect. But think about that for just a minute. You are struggling. You are alone. And you're willing to just show up. That takes so much. I mean, I don't even know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do it. How many of you, by show, put a thumbs up in the chat if you could blindly just show up to a meetup where you didn't know anyone at all, no prospects of knowing anyone, because you just found an advertise, like just a thing on Google saying there's a meetup. Would you be able to go? Would you go? Because it's still, as much as it's hard for me to wrap my mind around, Aaron driving 8 hours from Buffalo, he knew that he was going to be meeting people that he knew and wanted to be in the same room with. The same thing for everybody who drove multiple hours. Now, she only came from a town over, but she was going in blind. She didn't know. And that's incredible. Barb says she would have to drive days to be there. Where do you live? Like, do you live in Australia? Are you going to drive from Australia? I don't know. Where do you live, Barb? Where are you, in California? Are you like in are you in Washington? I know. Maybe you told me. I don't remember everything that happens in these chats. I try to, but Aaron Booby Goats, when are you going to do a meetup down in there, down where you are? Are you going to do a meetup one of these days, Aaron? Lewis is in the house. Hello, my friend. How are you? Yes. Just another red shirt is here. Hello, my friend. How are you, red shirt? So very glad to see you, my friend. Barb says, one of the communities that I am in requires a phone tree. And you call at least 4 people in the community each day. That's a lot. Talking on the phone is a lot. And I know that that's coming from me. My job was being on the phone for a long time. Answering insurance questions, being involved with insurance, making payments, doing other things, helping people with their totaled vehicle. But now, like, to me, I'm all about we can text all day long. Text me. If you want to reach me, just text me. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Twitter. We can talk all day long. Calling's a more difficult. Calling these days is weird how that's more difficult these days. Party meet bus to the party meetup. You know what I'm saying? Andy is here. She says, took a nap after I woke up at 5 a.m. Just woke up, but here I am. Rock me like a hurricane. Yes, there we go. Yeah. Charger Mopar Rick says, come to where the duck food is. Come to Carbohydrate Country, Miami. Ooh, me Miami. I think of Miami, I think of like Cuban espresso. And maybe that's because I watch things like, I think I watched an episode of with Anthony Bourdain, and he was hanging out with Iggy Pop in Miami. I think it was Miami. And yeah, I don't really think of like Miami as like, I don't think Miami is like food culture to me. I think of more of as like club culture, drinking culture, cigar culture, espresso, like coffee. That may be the only thing I can think of is like maybe a Cuban sandwich, which are delicious, by the way. I mean, you can make a Cuban sandwich with one of my chaffles. It's just some pulled pork, some ham, some mustard, and some cheese. Sounds delightful. Doesn't it sound delightful? Maybe a little bit of mustard with my waffles. Delicious, everybody. And Barb says it just the way it should be said. Support and being known and understood is needed. Just getting some recognition. Knowing that your hard work is someone's going to appreciate your successes and help you talk through your failures, but without judgment. That's what's so very valuable. Because, you know, there's things that I have people that I can talk to about things that I can't talk to Chandra about. It's not because that, you know, there's a problem, but she doesn't understand what I'm talking about. You know, when it comes to YouTube, I have YouTube people that I talk to about YouTube, the numbers or analytics, things like that. I have people that I can talk to about that because for me to be able to have a good conversation about that with Chandra, she has to then understand. I have to explain to her what I'm talking about. It's easier when you can talk with people who understand where you're coming from. Now, Chandra and I have a great open communication about anything and everything. But there are things that I don't necessarily talk to her about because she's not interested in it. And she's just not knowledgeable in it. So, but I mean, you want to talk with friends about things like, I don't talk to her about guitars. I have friends that I talk to about guitars. But her and I talk about movies. We talk about life. We talk about politics. We talk about religion. We talk about all the things. We talk about so much. We get into heated arguments about these topics. But we have to have people that we can talk to who truly understand what it is that we're trying to say. And not everybody, and you're not going to have that with your spouse every time. Or even like your close friends. Like one of my longest best friends lives about 20, 25 minutes from my house. I have a harder time getting him to come to see me to get lunch than some of you who live 3, 4, 5 hours away. It's just the way it is. Some of you would probably be more willing to drive 2 or 3 hours to have lunch with me than he would. Now, it's nothing against him or me, but he's just not as motivated to drive across town. I'd have to go drive to see him. That's just the nature of the friendship. We all have those kind of relationships with people. Kevin from Tuber Chat is in the house. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? I haven't been in one of your lives this week, or maybe I've been very, very busy. I haven't been in many lives. Life's been kicking my butt the last 2 weeks. School started and everything went crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, yeah. Thomas is still having a stomach bug of some sort. I hope you are. It says still, but we'll be good. Still yucky. No bueno. And we know that Booby Goats is in the house. Hello, Aaron. How are you doing? Angie's here for Dustin singing in photos. Evelyn sang the best birthday song yesterday to my brother, and then Brenda's daughter was her birthday yesterday as well, and Evelyn sang the best birthday song. It was pretty awesome. It was very short too. It was like perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And Rick says, what a happy looking group of people. One of these days, Rick, one of these days, you and I will be in the same room at a meetup, hanging out. Maybe you'll bring some heart attack iguana. Thomas is right behind the building. Well, you didn't even come and say hello. How rude. Yeah, Amy posted some photos. Yeah. Yeah, Christy said it takes a couple of weeks to learn all the kids' names. All the kids' names. That'd be rough. Like Ruff, McRuff the crime dog. Sean is here. Hello, Mr. Bradley. How are you doing, my friend? Sean's another person that's shown up from driving far, far away to show up to meetups. Hours and hours and hours. Oh, my goodness. Maritza says, don't forget to like it, share it, and all the things. Yeah, and Susan, Andy says, Susan and I were late, and we needed to leave because we left the puppy for 7 hours, and our usual leave alone time is 3 to 5. She did great. We did have a good time. Well, I am looking forward. So Andy gave me some pumpkin sausage soup at the meetup yesterday. I did not eat it last night. I know I said I would do that, but by the time I got home, I was not hungry. I was not hungry. I was in no mood to eat. I was hot and sweaty and tired, and I just kind of came home and laid in my bed for a little while. Then I took a shower. Then I hung out downstairs for just a little tiny bit. I didn't have to even cook Chandler dinner because I brought her wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. And then I did like a little bit of I did like a load of laundry, and then it was bedtime. BEDTIME, bedtime. BEDTIME, bedtime. Oh, bedtime. Sandy said, great time yesterday. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. There we go. There's Carl. Morning. Great meetup yesterday. I think we broke the restaurant. Our poor server. She was running herself ragged. And Evelyn's asking, is this Sandra? I don't know. I do not know. Aaron said it was worth the drive. Andy says, we were in the photo. Cindy and I were peeking around Brian. Yes, yes, yes. Sandy says, Sandy and Lou. Yes, my brother was there. And his friend didn't get any photos. He left kind of before everybody else did. Jeremiah was there for a very, very brief time. Mr. Jeremiah was there. He showed up, but he's a little unpeopley, so there was a lot of people. He's like, good turnout. I'm out. I'm like, all right. Amy. Hi, Dustin and friends. So good to see you, everyone. It was great to see you yesterday, my dear. Crazy, crazy, crazy. One of these days, Sunny is going to have to come out to one of our meetups. I know that she probably doesn't live probably around the same distance as Kelly. Kelly lives. Where does Kelly say Kelly lived? Kelly. I know Kelly said it in there, but yeah. Ooh. Amy always looks happy. I imagine even when Amy's upset, she still probably looks happy. Sandy will do watching and listening, getting ready for church. Barb says, how's your dad, Dustin? Well, he is infuriating. So we went through the whole ordeal, getting to the hospital, getting him checked in, getting him, he was there for like 4 days, getting him, getting the procedure to get the blood clot out of his leg for him to go home and not do anything that the doctor said. And now I believe his blood clot has clotted again and his leg is swollen again. So he is now refusing to do anything. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. I have no idea. No new understanding of what's going to happen. So I will let you guys know as I know, because I have no idea what to do with this man. Rick says Dustin is more than 10 years younger than I am. I am 47. 47 years of age. I was born in 1979. That's right. Tom is great. Mr. Biscuit made 5 pounds of buffalo wings yesterday. I was there in spirit. What a handsome bunch of meaties, though. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Sonny. Happy birthday to my brother. Mine is on Tuesday. The big 6-0. Happy birthday, Sonny. Evelyn, where's it? How do I say this, Evelyn? What's the birthday song, Evelyn? We'll sing it real quick. This is your birthday song. Is not real long. Ta-da! And there were some cha-cha-chas in there or something like that. But this is your birthday song. It is not very long. I love it. It's singing on YouTube making singing on YouTube very efficient. Jeff Fuss has a whole lot of smiling faces. And Bar says they want to do a calf procedure on him, but need to wait for the meds to help start. Yeah, my brother, like, so the day that they found the blood clots in my dad's lung was like 3 years to the day where my brother had a lung blood clot. It was rough. There was a lot going on. I've been stressed out the whole week. So this is very, very good to get away from that stress, be with people, and yeah, very nice. I'm very appreciative to everybody who came out and made it such an amazing day for me. Shiny, happy people holding hands. No coffee, but eating an iguana wrap. Now, do you eat the iguana skin? What can you use iguana skin for? Anything, Rick? Evelyn said the people in the pics near Susan and Andy were Jeff and Crystal. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot remember everybody's names. I wish there was a way to, like, when you take a picture, just to, like, write their names. I probably could do that with my phone, but yeah. Oh. Amanda says, Dustin, shh, don't tell everyone how much coffee I'm drinking this morning. I have this gigantic coffee. It's like 6 shots of espresso. Andy said, we found out that Jeff and Crystal will be on the 2KK cruise with us. Woo! There we go. Oh, speaking of 2KK, somebody, I think Sabrina, had a video chat with Rachel. They were driving. So Rachel was saying hello to all of us while they were driving. That was pretty awesome. So we had a little cameo by Dr. Barry and a cameo by Rachel. We love them. We do, we do, we do. Amy says, how many people is Dustin actually hiding in his house? Nobody hides in my... I'm the one who hides in my house. I have to hide in my house. Everybody else is running amok. I'm hiding from everything in this house. Trying to get some peace and quiet. Some like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Kelly says, good morning from Higbee, Missouri. Sonny, how far are you from Higbee, Missouri? Well, no, wait, Missouri, no. But Sonny's in Kansas. I get things confused. Sonny's in Kansas, not Missouri. Okay. Yeah, all right. So you're probably really flipping far. Never mind. Evelyn says, thank you for the keto bricks. You have a lovely family. So excited to meet the girl. Bruce, you met the girls. She met both of them, which is very, very like, it's very, very unlikely because, you know, they're my girls. Thomas says, I'm fasting, so just having water. It sounds okay, but I need my coffee. Kelly, I'm so glad that you made it out yesterday. It was amazing. Was that your daughter that you brought with you? She was lovely. Love it. Aaron says, yes, I am good. The guy behind me didn't want to slow down in a construction zone. Thankfully, just some damage to tailgate and bumper. He hit and run. That's no bueno. No bueno. Sean says, I sneaked in a little late. There we go. Do. Rick, we know that you're a crazy, crazy person. My beard is driving me crazy today. Grooming is important. Grooming is important. Sandy says, time to fix breakfast and go to church. Again, thanks for the meetup. So wonderful to see everyone. It was wonderful to see you. Thank you so very much. Yeah, and Amy says, don't forget we all said hi to Dr. Barry. That was pretty cool. 100%. Well, Dr. Barry was there on video chat. He wasn't there in person. He lives like 6 hours away in Tennessee. Christy says, yeah, picanha. Anita and I talked about picanha a lot yesterday on our live. She makes those picanha steaks. That's what I like. I like steaks. Just give me the meat. Just give it to me. I want your meat. Give it to me. Phrasing. Do. Terry girl is here. Hide your wallets. Hide your rings. How are you doing, Terry? So very glad to see you, my dear. Welcome. Oh. Angie's saying, great interview yesterday, Christy. Yes. And Brian loves seeing all the pictures from the meetups. That would be a blast. Hopefully you'll be able to make it out one day, my friend. Hopefully I will get a chance to meet each and every one of you. Fingers crossed. Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Smoothie says, although I had an enjoyable day at the picnic, I'm sorry to have missed the meetup. We will be doing it again, and I will let all of you know with ample time. Maybe Jonathan wants to be involved with the next meetup. I imagine Amy will want to be involved with the next meetup, and we will maybe plan something pretty cool for everybody. Maybe we can do something cool for everybody. Everybody. Back streets back. All right. Anyway. Oh. Yes. Mr. Gugahan was saying, I was trying to decide between a ribeye and picanha steak for dinner tonight. I went with the ribeye. Now, after hearing you talk about picanha steak, I am starting to question my choice. I don't think that you could go wrong with either choice. I think both are going to be delicious. They're both going to be delicious. Am I wrong? I don't think so. I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. It's a very, very hard choice. Thomas says, wear your pirate outfits, kids. We'll love to take their picture with you. Oh, my goodness. And adults, you know, are. Oh, my goodness. Amy will be releasing her video. I love it. Let's see. Sean and Angela are talking about things. Let's see. Angela says, Dustin, next weekend I'll be working the motorcycle races at VIR Saturday and Sunday. All right. That sounds like fun. I've never been to a motorcycle race before, but I do see the little clips sometimes. I know it's probably not the crotch rocket races where they like get way down, like where they go like this and they're like going around corners like almost flat, like barely their wheels are touching the ground. I'm like, I don't understand. Like that seems like they're defying the laws of physics. That they need a ticket. That was funny to me, but not to anybody else, and that's okay. Aaron's asking, did you drive straight through, Aaron? And Aaron goes, we drove to Texarkana. And it was 8 hours there, 8 hours back. What a trip. Texarkana. Thomas. Thomas says, I would be uncomfortable to go if I didn't know anyone at all. Same. I'd be like, what's up, people? They'd be like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm the coolest guy ever. And they're like, nuh-uh. And I'm like, you're right. Oh, people are putting the thumbs up that they would go to a meetup without knowing anyone. I love it. You guys are cooler than me. I'll tell you what. Evelyn says, if I didn't have support with my family, I might show up to a complete stranger's meetup. You know what? I love it. Now, when you went to Keto Palooza, Evelyn, you did not know anybody, right? So you went to an actual event without knowing anybody, right? Am I mistaken? Did you know anybody who was going to be there? Were you aware of any of, like, did you just know who Dr. Barry was, or Autumn, or Rachel, or you know, Joe? I can't remember the scenario, but that's where we met. Keto Palooza 23. And Miss Booby Goat says, I forgot to mention we did that in a day. That's crazy. Yes, Barb, I knew lived far, far away in Washington State. Yes, that's very, very, very far away. Yes. Jeffifa says, it's amazing how much confidence this way of eating gives a person. Yeah. Everybody knows Thomas. Do. Something, everything you've got. Whatever, where everybody knows your name. Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Don't listen to me. I'm a weirdo. It's fine, right? Maritza said, I would create a meetup for keto and hope people to show up. If you create a meetup, I imagine in your town, there is a lot of places to have people meet. There's like 1,000 hotels in Las Vegas where there are like thousands of restaurants that would cater to the meat crowd. Plenty of places. I'm sure there's got to be like 10 Brazilian steakhouses in Vegas. There's got to be, you know, at least a Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm sure. There's plenty of places to do a meetup in Las Vegas, Maritza. If you plan it, we will promote it. Maybe you could probably even get Dave Feldman to show up, as he lives in Las Vegas. Amy would go to an Aaron meetup. You know what I'm saying? Kelly telling Aaron it was great to meet you in person. 100%. See, look at that. People are talking that, you know what, if Aaron throws a meetup, it would probably be such an amazing, gigantic event, it might shift the Earth's axis. It might cause a global epidemic of the Earth spinning the wrong way because everybody's going to where Aaron is. I think that's what would happen. What do you think? Yes, I am fully aware that I am dumb. Don't worry about it. Mr. Brian Airy says, looking forward to being able to go to a meetup. I would not have a problem driving when that happens. You know what I'm saying? Sean, didn't you play hang up? You hang up first. You know what? Those were different times. Those were different times. I have been through that. I've been through the AOL chat room phase, the AOL Instant Messenger phase. I've been in the email phase, the texting phase, the liking your photos on Instagram and on Facebook phase. I have seen a lot. I have been through so very much. You know, me and friends would sit there and they'd be like, "I'm going to talk to this girl. I want you to sit there. I'm going to just sit there on mute and listen to me talk to this girl." Weird stuff that happened in the 80s and 90s. I remember getting a phone in my bedroom and being the coolest thing ever, having a telephone in my room. I remember we had 2 phone lines in our house, too. 2 phone lines in our house, one of which basically became a dedicated AOL line because I would put *67 or whatever so it would not let people call in, because especially at that time at AOL when I was on there was when AOL exploded and there were like all these class action lawsuits because people couldn't get through and be logged on to AOL. So like between, oh man, just crazy stuff. Talking all night in chat rooms, talking all night in instant messenger, talking all night on the telephone, like meeting people from the internet and calling them on the phone using like 10-10-220, where you get like 20 minutes for $1. And then like, I don't know how much, I don't remember how much it was a minute. How much, let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so it was 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes, and then let's see. Then they charged an extra 7 to 10 cents per minute, just depending on the specific campaign era. So it was 10 cents a minute after. So 20 minutes was $1. And then after that, it was 7 to 10 cents a minute. And I remember I had like a long distance kind of friend from like Missouri. She lived in St. Louis, and I would do that. I talked to somebody up in weirdly enough, like I remember when Lafayette, Indiana to Indianapolis was long distance. Like calling Lafayette, Indiana was long distance. Like now you can call Canada, I think, and it's not even long distance. You can call Canada, Mexico. You can text and call anybody across the continental United States. Or like it doesn't even, it's like the idea, like that's one of the things that kids today will never understand is like long distance. Like explain to a kid now, like explain to my granddaughter what it was like what it was like to just have like 5 channels. You had what? Channel 4, channel 6, channel 8, channel 13, 59. So 5 major channels. Then there was like some of the other little channels you could have. Like you had to like click on the whatever and go all little channels. And we finally got cable. But then like if you wanted to watch a movie, you had to either wait for it to come on basic TV or HBO or go rent it or buy the VHS. I mean, when I was a kid, we probably had 100 VHS, and I thought we had a gigantic movie collection. And then you would know the people. I had a girlfriend, and her dad had like this gigantic wall of VHS tapes, and each VHS tape had 3 movies on it. So he would record them off of HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, whatever. He would record them, or he would do the whole like VCR to VCR thing if he rented them or whatever. And I remember that being a big deal. I remember the first DVD player that I bought. I bought a DVD player from Best Buy when I had my first full-time job. I paid $350 for this DVD player. Get it home. Bought 2 DVDs. First 2 DVDs I bought were Suicide Kings with like Jay Moore, Johnny Galecki, Christopher Walken, Dennis Leary. And then I also bought, I think it was The Fifth Element. I think I bought The Fifth Element and then the other one. Get it home, realize that it was like S-Video out, S-Video or SLR out, or the RCA cable out. There was no coaxial. And the TV that I had was coaxial only, so I had to run it through my VCR. And there was anti-pirating software inside the DVD player that when you ran it through the VCR, some DVDs assumed that you were trying to record them to a VHS tape. And all I was trying to do was attach it to my TV. I wouldn't even play. I didn't care to record the stuff to my VCR. So I had to go and buy a new TV. So that $350, and I turn around and had to go spend another $650 on a TV. I bought a 27-inch Sony Trinitron. It was a semi-flat screen, but heavy as all get out. But I mean, it was my bed. I was making, like $8 an hour, you know what I'm saying? And I was living the life. Oh my goodness. I was like 19, 20 years old, making $8, $8.50 an hour. I was rolling in the dough. Let me tell you what. Yeah, but kids today won't. Kids today just do not know. Jeff Fuss says, I went to my first meetup alone, knew no one personally. The PhD gave me the confidence to do it. Was that one of the Keto Ohio ones? Because I met you at one of Dawn and Mike's meetup. Is that right? Is that what happened? Am I remembering that correctly? And Rick says, why make a Cuban sandwich when you can make a heart attack burger? You can do both. Take a heart attack burger, put some pulled pork on it and some ham and Swiss and a little bit of mustard. You can do it. Rick. You just make it your own. Maybe some pulled iguana. Sharon says, I loathe talking. If I can message an email about a utility or something, I'll do that. Yeah, like kids today hate talking on the phone. I don't hate talking on the phone. I actually really enjoy talking on the phone, but it's like so time consuming. Like it's hard for me to do other stuff while I'm on the phone. Like I can't edit video while I'm on the phone. I can't do stuff while I'm on the phone. Terry Girl became a member again. Thank you, Terry, for joining my membership. I truly, truly appreciate you so very much. That is for you if you can even see it. Is it even going to show? Is it going to show? There we go. That's for you, Terry. Thank you so much. If you want some falling hearts, you could join my membership too. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. JJ's in the house. Hello, JJ. How are you doing, my friend? How's the house? How's everything going, my friend? Let's see. Still followed a report. Didn't get their plates. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. That's rough. Brian says, a little over 4 hours for me to Indy, so less than I thought. Maybe. I will make sure you know when the next time we have a meetup is, my friend, so maybe you can see if it fits into your schedule. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, let's see. John is out of here. Have a good day, my friend. So glad that you could join us today. Pete says, I just had 5 eggs and lots of butter with a side of Spam. It was delicious. Going out to dinner tonight with my mom and 2 nephews. Will definitely stay on plan. Well, I have faith in you, my friend. I think you'll do just fine. Angela says that our meeting for our ministry Friday, they sung happy birthday to me. So sweet. I love it. Like, this is your birthday song. It is not very long. There you go. I sing happy birthday to you. My new favorite birthday song. Thank you, Evelyn. Oh, goodness gracious, everybody. Who's your carnivores in the house? Hello, Brett. How are you doing, my friend? So very glad to see you. Oh. Amy said there were a few people at your table I didn't know. Well, there was a guy to my left. That was Tommy, and he brought 2 friends. So I kind of got to know them. They were both funny. They were all like, those guys have probably been friends forever because you could just tell their chemistry was hilarious. And then my brother was right next to me, and his friend was across from him. That was Ryan, was his friend. And then, there was Barbara and her 2 kids, like 2 daughter and granddaughter, I think. And then Lisa was at my table, and Evelyn was at my table. Sean says, after the drive home last night, I made a promise that I am going to get my hunting license this year. Stupid freaking deer everywhere. I almost hit 2 of them last night. OMG. Thomas asking, what are showers again? You know, when you get clean. Barb says, learning names is hard. I don't know how you do it. I'm trying to learn the names of the people that I resistance walk with in our community pool. The group changes daily, but is mostly yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll find out the rest of that in a little bit. Brett is here. He says I should have gone to your meetup versus the fishing tournament in Brookfield. It was a tough day on the lake. Always a good day hanging out with you, Brett. JJ says we're changing schedules this year, so instead of fall, spring break semesters with 3 classes each, we're doing ABC days with 6 classes all year long. I have 127 names to learn. Woo! You need a cheat sheet. A cheat sheet. Cheat sheet for the cheap seats. Barb says, the same group of people. I remember their stories, but not the names every time, but the challenge is fun. Yeah. I think it's one of those things, right? Like, I think it's one of those things that I think, like, it's a muscle that you have to flex. Like, being around people and learning, like being in an office setting and learning names all the time. Where I'm at home all the time, and now I have to learn all y'all's names. And I still mess that up, you know? Karen Harrington is in the house. Hello, Karen. So very glad to see you. She's in Missouri. And Sunny says that she would love to be able to come to one of my meetups or any meetup as, yes, and she's in Topeka, Kansas. She's some good Topeka people. It's a quote from a movie. The movie's called Almost Famous. Now, I don't know if the scene that I'm talking about is in the theatrical cut, because I had the extended director's cut of the movie. It was like an extra 45 minutes. So I never know, like, if I'm talking about this movie and people won't understand, but like there's a scene where there's like the guitar player for the band is like hanging out in Topeka at this house party. And he's like, y'all just some good Topeka people. But anyway, and Sean says there has been so much turnover at work that I told the new people coming in that they were getting the name, the new guy, and number. If they made it 2 years, I would make the effort of learning their names. That's not right. But what is right is Nancy Tanner. Hello, Nancy Tanner. How are you doing, my dear? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Happy to see you. So very glad to see you. Yes, yes, indeed. The beautiful Nancy Tanner is in the house. So I am 11 years Rick's junior. I think that's how you say that correctly. So he's 11 years older than me. So he is 58 years old, if I can do math. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Ta-da. The best song ever. Evelyn says, check your messages. Check your messages. Let me see. All right, here. Let's see if we can hear this.
Dun, 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 dun. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
That's what we got. Let's hear it one more time.
Dun, 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 dun. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Rick could use an iguana seat to make a new bike seat. Do it and then take photos and show how you make it. Or make a video on making a bike seat out of iguana skin. You can get like 1 million views, Rick. Nancy said it was like a wonderful meetup that we had. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Andy said happy first birthday to baby Parker, which is the Joe and Rachel's grand baby. Brian Aries' family lives in Topeka. They were also good Topeka people. Yes. Aaron says, yes, my coffee spilled all over the place after he hit me. That's uncalled for. That right there should be, the National Guard should be called out to find this person. No, the National Guard should be called out to find this person hit you, to spilled your coffee. It's a travesty. It's a scandal. No coffee should be spilled. Mr. Brett says, I got a CGM from the doctor 8 days ago, and it's like watching the healing happen as I eat all the meat. Pretty amazing little device. If you want to try one, don't hesitate. It's pretty cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Karen says, I unexpectedly went back to full-time work. That sounds hideous. I'm very sorry. Or happy? What should I be? What emotion should I have, Karen? Should I be happy for you or being like, no, that's not cool? I don't know. Which one should I have? I don't know what you want me to have here. I want to support you, Karen, but I don't know which emotion to have. Help me. Oh, my goodness. I tried krill yesterday. It was interesting, delicious, 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 delicious. Well, delicious is a strong word. It was edible, digestible. So Coach says, yeah, I ride a cruiser, so no tight leaning curves like that for me. Oh, yeah, I bet not. Whew. Evelyn says, I only knew who Maria Emmerich was. I came because of her. I knew there was a story there. I just could not remember it. You know what I'm saying? You know? Andy says, we knew Evelyn and Carl before attending our first meetups. We had met at KPL and met the Indiana group. I just remember hearing Susan's story and Evelyn's story and, oh my goodness, what was the gentleman's name with the long beard? Clay's story. And then the next year, I had dinner with all of you together, and it was amazing. It couldn't have been better. Couldn't have asked for more out of KPL 24. I don't understand how they do it. Didn't figure they'd be able to afford Africa, Asia, Greece. I would love to go to those things, but probably never, ever going to be something that I get to do. Terry says, I would go to local meetup events if I saw it in our weekend events calendar for something to do. Lots of carnivores visit channels without subscribing. I guess there's more than we realize. One thing about the carnivore community as a whole drives me crazy is the fact that they do not utilize lowcarbevents.com. Low Carb Events is a free resource to promote and share all of your low carb events. And since Carnivore is one of the lowest carb events, one of the lowest carb, the things you can do, the fact that like Healing Humanity doesn't put their stuff on low carb events, all these places do not utilize that resource, severely hamstrings their ability to reach more people. I think maybe because it's called low carb and they're carnivore, they don't think that they fit. That's ridiculous. I think that everybody should be using lowcarbevents.com. If there was a carnivoreevents.com, I would post my keto stuff there too if they would let me, but who knows? We'd have to find out, wouldn't we? We'd have to find out. If you build it, they will come. If you plan it, someone will show up. Josephine is in the house. Hello, Josephine. So very glad to see you. And Sherry Lynn is here. Good morning. Slowly getting up to get ready for work. Yesterday was the first day in a long time. On plan. I love it. That's it. That's all you need is one to get motivated, to get it done. That's all we have to do. Everybody congratulates Sherry. We love you, Sherry. Yes. Brett says, if you hosted a meetup in Las Vegas, you might get Bella, Steak and Butter Gal, show up. She lives there now. I have her number and would be glad to make a call for you. Yes. Dave Feldman might show up depending. Just make it happen. Do it. Somebody posted in the PhD private community of Dr. Barry under my meetup, and my meetup is in Avon. Are there any meetups on the north side of Indianapolis? Like, you can't drive across town. And I don't know their situation. Maybe they have trouble, but at the same time, you don't drive across town, but people will drive in from Buffalo, New York. And I'm not trying to shame anybody because I understand that everybody has their own circumstances. But it's like, and I did let them know, well, Brett, who's your carnivore, has been known to throw a benefit or a meetup on the north side from time to time. So hopefully, the next one you throw, we can promote too, Mr. Brett. Mr. Who's your carnivore. Speaking of which, he has a seasoning blend. I don't have it in my hands. Brett has a seasoning blend. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. He has a seasoning. It is called Hoosier Carnivore Good Stuff All-Purpose Seasoning, Steak, Lamb, Chicken, and Seafood. And you can buy it on eBay for $9. If you would be so kind as to support my friend Brett and his seasonings, I would be greatly, greatly appreciative of that. Let's see. We're going to put Brett seasoning Hoosier Carnivore. And here is the link to purchase his seasoning. Let's go. Let's sell him out. Let's make him work real hard today making those seasonings. Can we do it? Let's do it. Yeah, Sherry says, good morning. Slowly getting up and getting ready for work. Yesterday was my first time in a long time on plan, seriously struggling. It's okay. All of us struggle. There's not one of us who doesn't struggle at some point or another during the week, the month, the year. We're all struggling at some point. So thank you for showing up, and thank you for letting us know and being honest and vulnerable here. I really, really appreciate that. Bride's Biscuit says, life is short. I'd go to one in New York City. New York City? That'd be so hard for me to get to. That's so far away. Papa Carnivore is leaving. Got to go to work. Early shift. Have a great day, my friend. Don't work too hard. Mr. Biscuit says, been through Microsoft Internet Relay Chat. Yes. The old AOL days. Memories. Brenda Foley is in the house. Hello. Thank you for joining us yesterday, Brenda. And Ageless Keto is in the house. Hello, hello, hello. Morning all. Long time no chat. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us today. I truly am stoked that you're here today. And look who else is here. Miss Jabber Jen is in the house. Hello, Jen. How are you, my dear? So glad that you could join us today. Yeah. Don't you dare call long distance. I would get so much in trouble. I had a phone bill one time. I was talking to this girl who lived in Missouri, $300 phone bill. Oh. Sean says, I took a bruise to the ego yesterday, went to the Huddle House for breakfast, and they have a senior discount. I blame Shell because she had to break out the readers to look at the menu. I don't do, like, I will use my phone to look at menus, or use my phone to look at labels on food and packaging, all of that stuff, because I can't see stuff sometimes that make it so gosh darn small. Well, now you still kind of need to use an antenna every once in a while. You want to watch a sports game, like NBA game or a football game, and you got to watch, like, you don't have TV, got to turn on the antenna. Got to watch it through an antenna. Papa Carnivore says, I used to think about the ocean and beach and palm trees when I thought about Miami. Now I think of rice, beans, tortillas, and fried plantains, fried in seed oils. Barb says, I remember living overseas, having thousands of dollar phone bills. Now connecting is so much easier. People today don't even understand. 1,000%. Like the idea of knowing people and communicating with people who live in Australia, the UK, the Philippines, like Japan. The idea of getting on a live stream or a recorded video call and sharing your story with somebody who lives in Japan. I'm talking about Dave Mack. That's crazy. Like, that's just something that we do now without even thinking about it. And think that now, like, so many people from all over the world join in and experience the things that we're putting out there on a daily basis. It's ridiculous these days. I was the remote for sure. And then if where I was sitting on the floor wasn't good enough, the reception wasn't good, my mom would make me scoot over this way and then that way till the reception got better. Did you ever have that? Aaron says the first 2 DVDs were Gladiator and The Patriot. And says, at least you didn't fall for the laser disc. Well, I had a job at a place called Media Play. And when I started there, the only movie formats that were available were VHS and Laserdisc. They had like maybe a handful, like they had some Laserdiscs. And I remember being like, man, I want one of those. I want that. But I also remember back in the day, my buddy, his parents had a beta. They had a beta player. They had a beta cassette player because there was VHS and beta. Just like at one point there was HD, DVD, and Blu-ray. And there was DVD and something else, I think maybe. And yeah, so I remember they had movies on beta, the tinier beta things or whatever. I can't remember. I don't know what I'm talking about. Big bada boom. Yes. Sean says my parents were furious when they got their $600 phone bill when I started talking to my cousins in Ireland for hours at a time. Yeah, Trinitrons were, I mean, I had that and probably until 2012, maybe. I had that TV for a long time. Then I bought a 46-inch Samsung for my bedroom. That was like going from a 27-inch 4x3 to a 46-inch 16x9 was crazy. Chris Cookin, Nashville is in the house. How are you, my friend? How are you? Now, my question for you all here in the chat, how many of you, show of hands, how many of you have pre-ordered Chris's cookbook? How many of you have pre-ordered his cookbook versus how many of you know that Chris has a cookbook coming out? Let me know. Because here is the link to Chris's cookbook. Please pre-order that. Pre-order it. Let's make it a roaring success. Make him so famous he doesn't know us anymore. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. I'm dumb. Make him so famous he doesn't know us anymore. Woo! Yes, I love it. Oh my goodness. Brenda says she was so tickled to be at the meetup yesterday. Well, I was tickled that you were there and you brought your daughter and it was your granddaughter. And it was the birthday and all the fun things and everybody had an amazing time. So awesome. Truly love it. Mr. Biscuit says, I'm dipping and rejoining for the hearts. I love it. You have a great day, my friend. Oh, my goodness gracious. Cindy is here. Look at this. Look at here, Cindy. Cindy, hello, hello, hello. It was great to sleep in, she says. I love it. Yes. Jen says, Dustin, I don't know if I told you or not, but I am now Carnivore. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. I love it. I am excited to see how it works for you, how you handle it, how it goes for you. But regardless, we are here for you to support and be here for all that you got going on. Christy says, we have a family birthday party today, and they are serving pizza. Zach and I will just eat some burger patties before going and join for the family for the hangout time. Yes. Yes, indeed. Do you have purse picanha? You're going to go with some PP, some purse picanha? You could do it. You could do it. Have you ever made picanha jerky? And Chris is asking Brett if his fishing tournament was in Brookville Lake, Indiana, which is not too far from where Chris grew up as a child. He was, yes, it was. Some smallmouth bass. We didn't find many. Hot. Oh, it was rough outside yesterday. And Chris says, I hear you, Brett. Brookville isn't far from where I grew up in Sunman, Indiana. We used to fish there when I was a kid. Yeah, and Brett says, I know where Sunman is. Small world after all. That's right. Christian says, I just put on my second CGM yesterday. Jenny Minich will go over my data in a couple of weeks on a live. She wants to see how the stress of starting school will affect my glucose. Go back tomorrow. You're going to be just fine, Kristen. You've got this. You are not new to it. You're true to it. And keep that in mind, okay? You're going to be just fine. But I am excited to see the data. Yes. And Mr. Bradley says KPL 24 was the best. Got to meet so many wonderful people at that event. 1,000%. Cindy says, Brian and I will be going live at 4 Eastern today. Be there or be square. I don't know. I might be asleep. I'm tired today. I'm going to be resting today. I don't know how much YouTubing I'll be doing after this today. And Brett says, thank you for the shout out. 1,000%, my friend. What do? We support people here. Your seasoning, Chris's cookbook, Cindy's live, whatever it is, we share, we love, we promote, we make sure that everybody knows about as much as they can. And there's use this link for both sizes. There you go. Perfect. Let me go ahead and see if I can copy this. I cannot. Let's see. Can I copy that? Copy comment. I'll put it in my little link thing down here. Keep all my links handy so I can pop them up when I do need them. Oh, yeah. Donna Ray is heading to New Hampshire to get some New England clam chowder. I don't know what's wrong with me. Don't listen to me. I have problems. Yeah, whenever you log into AOL, I'm like, you've got mail. It was way before junk mail really started hitting too. So, yeah. I actually still have my AOL email. You know how it is. Barb purchased the seasonings. Hell yeah, that's rad. I love it. Have a good one, Jabberjan. Have a good day. Have a good day. Do. Risa is here. The party can begin. Hello, Risa. Terry says Blockbuster was so huge back then. Then the trusting of getting Netflix discs in the mail. Yeah, mailing them back on time. Well, the thing was, Netflix, or the Netflix things, you didn't have to even mail them back. You could keep them as long as you wanted. Because you could, if you like, I would rent some of them. I was renting very obscure films back then too. Like, I would just dig through and find stuff that I wanted to watch that looked interesting. I used to be like that, watch all these weird movies. Like, I would go to the video store. I'd ride my bike to Meijer. Anybody remember Meijer having a video rental? I would ride my bike up the street to Meijer, and I would rent videos and then ride back with my videos, and then watch them. I would try to find just the weirdest movies that I want, things that I really wanted to watch. Mr. Biscuit had the first 40-inch tube TV. It was a Mitsubishi and paid $9,000 for it. I remember when, I think it was Philips. Philips had promoted the first plasma TV. I want to say it was probably maybe a 40-inch plasma, something like that. And it was like, the commercial was like this little like beach bungalow that was small. It wasn't very wide. It was like wide enough for a couch. And then they hung the TV on the wall, and they were watching like, what was the dolphin show? Flipper. It showed them watching Flipper. And I was like, what the hell is that thing? There's probably still about that deep, you know what I mean? For like a plasma screen. But like, you saw that, I was like, what? I remember looking it up. And it was $27,000 for a flat screen TV at the time. You can buy a 75-inch TV at Walmart right now for like $385. You can get a 75-inch TV from Walmart right now for less, I think, than $400. That's insane. Do you understand how crazy that is? Oh. Risa says, I immediately ordered his cookbook when he went live with it. Cannot wait. Yes. This is day 9 of Carnivore for me, and I will have the help will be a ton of help in October. Yeah, 100%. Andy says, I can't order the cookbook because it comes out when I'm out of town, and my neighborhood will steal it. Let's see. Trying to think. You don't have any family or relatives that live nearby that you could have it shipped to? I'm just curious about it. Like, just have it shipped to their house? I mean, you could have it shipped to my house and I'd hold on to it for you, but I don't know how soon I'd see you. That's in October. That's a lot. I don't know. Angie says Chris's book and Anita's book are on the list. For Santa, yes. Bar says, I had a Blockbuster card from Guam. I think I still have it. Guam. I remember there was a Kmart in Guam. I worked for a music distribution warehouse for a very long time, and we would send the shipments to Guam. I remember we had a Kmart in Guam. We had to, like, when we had to send like Guam, Alaska, and Hawaii, it was always a pain in the butt. Yeah, those things were just monsters. I remember being in like maybe the 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. And a friend of mine invited me over to play at his house. And they had like one of those big, huge projection TVs at the time. It was probably a 55-inch projection TV, but at the time it was just ginormous. The pictures weren't very good, but like, it was like, I was like, I want one of those. And like, I remember they had cable. They had cable TV, and I didn't have cable TV. And I remember like gushing over the cable TV and the big screen TV. And they were trying to be like, well, it was just cheaper to have cable installed when we built the house. And, we bought the TV to watch the Super Bowl. And I'm like, we still had like a 25-inch TV at my house, like one of those 25-inch like console TVs. So like you had like everything stacked on top of it. You needed to move it, like it would run over your feet and break your toes. You know what I'm saying? And Brett says, we are so spoiled by the lightweight flat screens today. You haven't lived until you help a friend move to a third floor apartment and have to carry up their old school TV. I remember my buddy had this girlfriend, and we were helping her. He was dating a girl who had gotten a divorce, and she was moving out of the house that she had shared with her husband. And I remember moving. She had a Mitsubishi 70-inch projection TV, and it had the big wood cabinet. It took 6 or 7 of us to lift that damn thing. And I think I got a hernia from lifting it, just with 6 of us. It was awful, terrible, no thank you, no way, Sean says, I don't ever want to be famous, but it would be cool to be mentioned by someone accepting an amazing award. They're like, yeah, I want to say thank you. Pretty badass, you know what I mean? And Terry's got a Blockbuster card in her scrapbook. Risa, go back and watch the beginning of the replay of this video, this live when it's done, because I go and I talk about a lot of the stuff about the meetup yesterday, and I have a slideshow. So go back and watch the beginning of this live, okay, when it's all done. And I'd appreciate that. Appreciate it very much if you do that for me. Evelyn just ordered some seasoning. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and Coach Angel says, yeah, they're too sweet. Oh, I don't actually believe that. That's why it's funny to say. Like, help them get too famous to be friends with us anymore. That's a joke. That's what makes it funny, I think. And Brett's eating before going to a family event is yeah. I would do that. Like, sometimes I'll eat before I go somewhere just so I don't spend as much money when I get there. You eat before you go so you don't have to spend as much money when you get there. She says, no purse picanha today. Hilarious and also a great idea, though. I'm an idea man. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for the ideas. Maritza says, Risa, if you go back, Dustin's slideshow. Yeah, I did a slideshow. Chris says, Ash refuses to carry a purse. She hates them, but if I had a purse picanha, she would actually. Yeah, I mean, if you can be like streamlined enough to not need a purse, like most of the time, Shander doesn't carry a purse. She doesn't take a purse to work. She like has like her phone has like a little like wallet thing attached to the back of it. That's where she, so like her phone is her wallet basically. And she doesn't really need a purse. Like, really, her purse is for gum and, like, I don't know what, like, Kleenex and, like, ibuprofen and stuff. I don't know, like, and the little toothpick stick things that she is addicted to. Yeah. Yeah, I'll end up sharing that. I'll end up sharing all the stuff that I had, too. I'll share that on Facebook as well, but I just haven't got around. I was tired when I got home yesterday. You know what I mean? And Brett can't wait to get CCN's cookbook this fall. 1,000%. And Angie says, I'm with Ash. It's easier to not worry about it and where I would put the purse picanha or purse bacon. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Streamlined. Terry says, how much caffeine would you blow into the caffeine meter, Dustin? I think you're getting close to a 4.0. I do not know. I have no idea. but it might be a lot. One may never know. Please be kind and rewind. That sticker is engraved in our minds, right? Yeah, having like a separate machine that rewound your videotapes that look like a car sometimes, with like a 57 Chevy, and you just slide your tape in and push down, it would rewind it for you so you didn't wear out your VCR. So here's a question for you guys. Here's a question for you. As we start to wind this stream down a little bit, we're coming toward the end of the end of the morning today. But here is a question for all of you. Do you remember your first VCR? Do you remember the first movie that you watched on it? I do. My mom bought us a VCR, and it was one of the early ones, but it had so many buttons. Like the remote was like this big and long. It had 100 buttons on it. And like the VCR itself had 100 buttons on it. And it had like the on-screen menus and all that stuff, right? I can't remember what the brand was. I think I should have remembered the brand, but I don't remember the brand of the VCR. It was pretty popular. My mom was a good saver. She bought us a VCR, and the first movie that we watched was Raising Arizona with Nicolas Cage. Now, I do not remember the movie. I remember watching it, and I need to go back and rewatch it, but I do not remember anything about the movie. That was how long ago we watched, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, Terry, that's probably a little bit of it, but think about any technologies that have come along. Like, remember, like when DVD players first came out, they were like $600-700, and then like VCRs were $600 or $700. Microwaves were like $600 or $700. Like the new technology is always super expensive. Like I'm like, how much were like the first air fryers? Let's see how much. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Philips introduced the very first commercial air fryer as a tech fair in Berlin. The cost. Early models were expensive luxury kitchen items, averaging about $250 when they first hit the market. Now they're about $40 to $150. Like dual baskets can be like $100. So like you think that the price of anything, like the price, like think about how much cell phones cost back in the day. Like for the plan that we had, like for like a $50 a month plan, you were probably getting 15 minutes of call time, 20-minute plan, 20 minutes a month or whatever to talk on your cell phone. I don't know, might have been like 10 hours or whatever, but like still, like technology always comes down in price. So I don't necessarily, I think it is for mass adoption, but I mean, and again, it's just the business model. Evelyn says, have it sent to someone else's house. That's what I'm saying. Karen says, sorry that I've been silent. You know, Holly's website went down this AM. Ugh, that's no good. But I mean, is it though? I mean, that's probably a piece of it, because even Aaron says that they want everyone to have a smart TV to control what you watch. Yes and no. I mean, yeah, they inevitably want to be able to control what we watch, but that has nothing to do with having a smart TV or whatever. Because I mean, you know, cable is so absorbently expensive, and you know, I think that like think about like CD players. Like, how much was your first Discman? How much was your first Walkman? How much was your like all the things, and everything inevitably goes down in price. But yeah, anyway. I think maybe our first VCR was a Toshiba too. I don't know. I don't remember. I know we've got some DVD player like VHS combos in the garage. I'm pretty sure. I know, or something like that. I think we have some VCRs in the garage. Yeah, but yeah. Terry says when you get your first flat screen, yeah, you feel the fact that we still call them flat screen TVs is crazy because there aren't anything but flat screens now. Yeah. It's like you can buy 10 giant screen TVs cheaper than 1 month's rent. You know, There was a guy on one of the comedy shows that I watched. He talked about breaking into somebody's house because he wanted to watch Johnny Carson or whatever. He wanted to watch Johnny Carson, so he went and stole the guy's TV, and it was a funny story from like the 70s or whatever. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Coming to the end of the day. Oh, let's see. Your seasoning orders will get shipped out in the morning. Thank you all. Yeah, that's right, Brett. Brett's doing it. Brett's doing the damn thing. Yes. Let's see. The first video I copied off a TV on my, let's see. I remember the first video I copied off TV. Yeah. It was a Sony. We watched The Breakfast Club. Risa says, I remember that. I got my first VCR when I was living on my own in the mid-'80s. Don't remember what the first videotape was, though, but the air fryer was a 4-quart, and it cost $400 at Walmart. I was at Walmart the other day, and they had a Ninja, like a espresso machine. It was like a 5-in-1 espresso machine, $750. In 4 months, it'll be on clearance for $88. Oh, my goodness. Angela says, I went to get my bottle of water out of the refrigerator at work the other day, and it was gone. Just write like like urine sample on it or something like that. No one will drink it. Risa says, Cindy, I bought my first VCR to record all my children in General Hospital while I was at work. Blockbuster was across the street from my apartment. Woo! Brett says, I think my first VCR movie was Star Wars. It was the only way to rewatch it back then, unless you were lucky to catch replay on TV Guide. Yeah. Or having to figure out what was going on, you know? Brenda Jones is here. Hello, Brenda. How are you doing, Miss Jones? Yes. All righty, everybody. That's the end of the show. That's it. That's all you get. I hope you had a good day. I hope you enjoyed this live stream today with me. I hope you enjoyed the photos, the stories, talking about the meetups, chatting with each other. I hope you enjoy all of it. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all so very much for being part of my family, part of my community. And with that, I will say goodbye, and here come those credits. Have a wonderful day, everybody.